Another fantastic weekend for the girls. Two positive results, starting the conference 4-0. Friday night 3-1 against Bowling Green and 2-0 Sunday against Eastern Michigan. The most pleasing part for us is the 5 goals in a weekend. I think that the conversation most of the season has been scoring goals. We've been playing well in the back, don't concede too often, where the goal is going to come for. And, this weekend we really showed where they're going to come from.
Selena Carrero, a sophomore.
And I'm Cassidy Kidd. I'm a junior.
Cassidy, talk about your goal on Friday night. It was your first of the season. Talk about what you saw in the play and what got you in to score the goal.
I mean, one of the first things Burke said about our goals this weekend especially was just the amount of people we had in the box. So I kind of got a lucky bounce. Obviously, Julia's becoming so good at just finding a pass and just finding a pass that none of us normally see. And so I think that it was deflected a little bit, but just having those numbers in the box, I was the one that was in place to score at that time, but it could have been anybody else that was in the box too.
Coach, talk about the importance of getting 6 points on a weekend in MAC play. Talk about how big it is early on in the season to pick up those points.
Yeah, when you just look at the results around the conference all around, it's hard to win in this conference. Everybody beats everybody. So for us to be sitting atop the conference with the full points is massive. You obviously want to start strong, but we all know, especially the girls sitting up here as well, it's all how you end. But I think with the momentum we have, the way we're playing, the confidence these players have, couldn't ask for a better start.
Selena, you got player of the match on Sunday. Talk about what you were able to do offensively. You had an assist. You didn't score, but you were all over the field offensively. Talk about what you were able to do on Sunday.
I think what was really important was holding the ball and keeping the defender off, and that's what Burke talks about a lot and stresses a lot about. So I felt like I was pretty good that day at just like holding the ball, playing back, and if I couldn't play back, I was like really easy to turn and look for other players.
Coach, talk about the play of Katie Roberts. She was MAC Player of the Week for the second straight week. She leads the conference in goals with 7 goals. Talk about how important she is to your guys' offense.
Like you said, there's a reason she's at the top of the conference right now. Her confidence is sky high. And the nice part about it is her teammates are feeding off it as well. She's getting opportunities. I think the stats show with her shots. She's taking responsibility. She knows that she's a goal scorer for this team, and you could see it, especially with the finish on Sunday. The confidence and the class of the finish. She's flying high with confidence.
Selena, talk about playing alongside Katie and how that helps you to produce. You have 3 goals, 3 assists this year. Talk about playing beside her, how it helps you.
It helps a lot because she moves a lot. She's not just like she doesn't just stay still, and I think it's like really good that we both work off each other. And it's just we have such a chemistry that it's just easy to play with her.
Cassidy, Coach mentioned in his postgame on Friday night that he asked you to be more aggressive. What did BG and Eastern allow you to? How did they allow you to be more aggressive? How did they play you in order to be more aggressive?
Well, I know with Eastern on Sunday especially, they play the same formation as us, but their midfield was much more narrow. So that meant that Julia and I both had a lot of room out wide. And it's been continually put in our minds for Julia and I especially to go forward and go at people because I know no defender likes when someone's just running at them. So for our entire coaching staff to encourage us to go forward and to, even if we screw up, it's okay because we just need to get past them one time, and because of that, we've been producing a lot of goals by doing that.
What did you see from Cassidy? You told her to be more aggressive, and she scored on Friday, and Sunday she had another good game. Talk about how she's progressed this year.
Yeah, it's great. It's tough to when you get a player. Cassidy was recruited as more of a central type player, possession oriented, always looking to set her teammates up. But she has this skill set that with her pace and her technical ability to be a dangerous attacker. And we've seen as a staff, and we're just trying to encourage to see more of it. And I think we saw the results of that this weekend because she does. When she's on the ball running at people, her decision-making is phenomenal. And the reality is, as a defender, the last thing you want to do is for 90 minutes deal with somebody of that caliber running at you. She's doing a fantastic job putting teams under pressure.
And talk about Selena a little bit. You mentioned Sunday was her best game of the year. She's producing a lot more this year than as a freshman. Talk about how she's progressed.
Yeah, she right from the get-go, first day of preseason, Selena came in with something to prove, and she's been doing it ever since. Again, and she even touched on it today with the chemistry between her and Katie Robb, which is phenomenal. but just how she's evolving as the season goes. Whether it's holding the ball up, linking up our midfield play to get in the attack, turning, getting aggressive going forward. Obviously, with the 3 assists and 3 goals, that's a major contribution for this team. But the nice thing for us as a staff is we see her improvement every single week.
Selena, what's the biggest change since freshman year? Is it more of a confidence thing, or is it just you're more mature? What's the biggest difference between last year and this year?
Well, I definitely learned a lot from freshman year, and also I think just like the whole dynamic of the team has changed, and it's brought up like I think everyone's confidence, including mine. So it's just been a lot like just better and more helpful.
How's the new staff? Has the new staff helped at all? And Casey and Kim and Coach Burke, have they helped you out a lot this year?
Definitely, yeah. There's a lot of more like communication. If I'm doing something wrong, they know how to like fix it and where to like lead me back on track, and it's a lot helpful. It's more helpful.
Coach, talk about your assistants this year. It seems like this year you guys as a staff have been more together and the same message is being passed along. Talk about how your assistants have helped your team out this year and the early success.
Yeah, it starts with the communication. The entire game we're always talking. We're always talking about personnel. I'm bouncing ideas off them. They're bouncing ideas off me. And there's been moments in every single game during weeks of preparation. This is a complete staff effort. I know I'm the one that's sitting up here, with the title, but it's a staff effort as far as ideas, personnel, where certain players are playing. Those are Casey or Kim's ideas. Great example was leading up to Kent State. Kim talked about some defensive shape and really convinced us to do it, and it turned out 2-0 road victory. And Kim deserves a lot of credit for that. You see Angel and Kristen at outside back. That was a vision Casey had. And we're 3 of us are better than 1, and they've been phenomenal.
Cassie, talk about playing at home. You guys are undefeated at home this year. How is it different playing here than on the road?
I mean, especially our new surface is great, and we're so lucky to have had that new surface be ready for us our first game. So being able to train on that and just prepare on that, being able to weigh the ball, changing from grass to turf, it makes a big difference when we go on the road. So being at home and just being comfortable with our surface is one of the most important things, but also our fans. Having our parents out to every game, so many of our parents were able to come, especially this weekend. So just having that entire family atmosphere is really comforting for all of us, and then plus all of our fans that we get, all the student athletes, we're really lucky to have their support too.
Having a great defense behind you, one of the best in the MAC as most see it so far, talk about how that helps you be able to cheat up a little bit and be more aggressive offensively.
I mean, it allows me to take a lot more risks going forward, because I know that, like I said before, it just takes one time for me to get past them. So, if I'm only getting past them one time, the other 9 times maybe I try, I'm losing the ball. But I know that for myself on the right side, I have Kristen behind me. We have a great central midfield who I know are covering me. So it's comforting to know that if I make the mistake, then I have other people to cover my back, and then we can start again and go forward.
Selena, Sunday it was bad conditions out there, but it seemed like you guys, Coach mentioned in his postgame that you guys almost embraced it. Did you guys change anything, or was it just the same game plan going with the horrible conditions?
Definitely the weather. It was really hard to run and stuff, but I think everyone was just so pumped up for the game. Like it was finally like our home game, so we just wanted to win.
What's been the biggest change offensively? You guys have more goals than you had last year already, and you still have 7 games left. What's been the biggest change offensively? Is it a game plan thing, or is it just the players around you? What's different this year than last year?
I think the training at practice, we train a lot offensively, and I think me and Katie, we work really hard to like move off each other and make different runs instead of having the same run where the defender can just already tell what we're doing. So Coach Burke and Casey both touch a lot on offensively movement and different runs we can make. They give us like different creative ideas.
Coach, you guys earned your highest ranking in the RPI in school history, 56th overall. Talk about what that means for this program as you build towards a winning culture. Again,
it's what we knew we could do here, right? And I said that early on in the process with the players that were here. This wasn't a rebuilding project here. We knew we had quality players that they're setting the bar really, really high, but they also want more. It's absolutely, they deserve all the credit in the world for what they've accomplished so far, and should enjoy it. But part of the thing for this coaching staff that we enjoy is we also have a group of girls that are pretty hungry for more, and that says a lot. And obviously the recognition helps with recruiting and down the road, and it just reiterates what we're trying to build here.
Talk about Julia Benatti's play. She had 2 assists on Friday night. Talk about her development so far. It just seems like every game she's getting better. Talk about her play so far.
Yeah, you never know sometimes with the adjustment to the college game. Sometimes you see freshmen kind of hit a wall about this time, just because they've never had a schedule like this. Obviously with the Friday Sunday, but again, a player that plays with so much confidence, I think, is actually going the other way. And like you said, she is getting better week in and week out. More familiarity with her teammates, and there's a chemistry that's happening right now, and she's a big catalyst to get that going, and I think everybody's benefiting from it.
Yeah, so you've been around the program a couple of years. It seems like this year it's more of a winning. Everybody knows that they're going to win going into games. Last year you guys lost a lot of close games. Talk about the changing of this culture into a winning culture.
I think we've touched on it a bunch of times, but such a big thing is just confidence. And from day one, our coaching staff they've made it known that they believe in us and they're confident in what we can do, and that's so contagious. And amongst the team, I think we're all just really excited because we understand how good we can be when we play our absolute best every game, and that's really exciting for all of us going forward.
To play off the winning culture, it seems like you guys are a tight-knit group. I mean, you could answer this as well. You guys are so tight. How does that translate to wins on the field?
Our chemistry is great. Our team spends a lot of time together, obviously, training every day and traveling on the road. But when we're not doing that, our team normally spends a lot of time together outside of soccer. And I think that us just all being good friends just makes it easy to enjoy it and to have fun with what we're doing.
Do you see the same thing?
I agree.
Coach, talk about Courtney Mann's leadership on the field. I mean, it seems like she never makes mistakes, and it seems like she's a very vocal leader for you guys. And when she's playing well, you guys are playing well.
I mean, there's a reason for the last 4 years she's the one that gets penciled in that starting lineup day in and day out. She's an absolute joy to coach. She shows up each and every day. She understands the privilege or the desire to be able to put on the uniform every day, and she takes pride in that. And that says a lot. That's her teammates see that. Never takes a training session off, never takes a moment off, is always ready for game day. And as every soccer player can tell you, some days your touch isn't there, or you just might not be playing, but you can always give effort. You never ever have to question Courtney Mann's effort.
Talk about playing next to Courtney, Cassidy.
I mean, you just know someone has your back all the time, whether it's, physically in a game or whether it's emotionally or mentally off the field. Courtney's your friend first, and she's your teammate, and she's our captain for a reason, and she's very good at what she does, and she's just a great person to have around and to have the support of all the time.
Coach, what are you guys working on this week to head into the weekend? You have a road game on Friday night and then back home on Sunday. What are you guys working on this week to get 2 more W's?
Yeah, it's obviously a big one on Friday. The 2 undefeated teams in the conference. But I think the girls will agree it's fun. That's what you want. You want the competition, right? To be the best, you got to beat the best, and I think this group embraces that. Again, we can always get better. Right, we don't want to get complacent by any means. It's a long season, and we have some lofty goals. So right now, it's continue to keep fine-tuning what we do well, being patient, and just again, we'll always be working on attacking.
Selena, do you see any challenges to being on the road Friday? It's probably your longest road trip of the year, and then coming back home on Sunday instead of staying on the road. Is there any challenge to that, or is it just 2 more games? Is it the same thing for you guys?
Yeah, we're going to just take it as 2 more games, no matter where we're home or if we're away. We come together as a team, and we're ready for anything.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
awesome.
Luke. Thanks.
Great.